All right, what we've got here is a best way, easy build pool, whatever. It's an 8 foot by 6 by 5 foot by 6, 24 inches high. Big fancy words basically means 600 gallons. 608. And then you add a 55-gallon drum full of water, well, so it's going to be like 658. Not quite 2,000, but when plywood costs, 5 sheets of plywood cost more than this whole pool did, what do you think I'm going to do? And the beauty of this is it'll become a nice grow out pond for if wood prices ever go back down to normal and I actually do build the pond I want. I'll have this for grow out because I still have other monsters, not just split. So I have a knife, so we'll use a mechanic knife, also known as a straight edge or straight blade. And when you're opening stuff like this, always make sure you take your sharp object and jab it directly into the top where the tape is, because you know what you're trying not to poke could be right there too. Why not have to patch it first thing? Because why not? All right. So, I'm gonna raise you guys up here. That bending over stuff just ain't working with me right now. Okay. So, I guess we'll do kind of a, I don't know, what do you want to call that? A review video maybe? We'll see just how easy it is to put this up. They did advertise it takes minutes, so we're definitely going to find that out. Alright, so that's probably all the support. That sounded like it was plastic. Now my buddy Zach has done videos about these little plug jobbies. And he's probably laughing right now if he's seeing this. Because, yeah, fish like to eat these. But hey, honestly, for 200 bucks, I'll deal with it. And there's the liner. Seems pretty straightforward. Doesn't look like that much, but we'll find out. All right. Do we need that? No. Timber. Okay. Now, I don't know if there's directions to this, but judging by the picture, it looks like the liner and the supports go through each other. So, I suppose right now, we'll go ahead and unfold this little guy. There's probably instructions. I don't know. Actually, I bet you they're in here. Let's find out. Well, at least they give you patches. That's a plus. Probably going to need those. Oh, look at that. Instructions. They're actually in English too. That's a shock.
No.
Huh. Well, that's a big plus. All right, so let's see. Step one. Step one. There's straps. Okay. That's cool. I just saw it. These guys are all lettered. That's good thinking. Especially with me. Okay, maybe the straps are in there. I hope. Don't know where the straps are, so we're gonna look in the liner. After I go around, because why not? I think they're actually on the liner.
Yeah, it looks like they're
No, that's for the top. They're supposed to be. Here on this side. Okay, so these might be the kind of instructions that you actually need to read. Choose correct location, blah, blah, blah. 1. See, to me, it looks like the straps come separate. And I have not found those yet. They're not in the box. Or that. But there are straps here. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that that picture is just for correlation. Yep. And I think I'm right. So the straps are actually, wish I could get this higher. Let me pause that. Get weight down a little bit. If I water, everything will settle down. And just trying to make sure, and they are still out good. I'm going to keep it probably about that far off the wall. I'll be able to put like a net barrier up there or something. And there we go. So, time. 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe.
If that.
So now I'm going to finish plugging the pool off and start filling this bad boy up. So this is going to be one video, but it's going to be different stages. So probably won't be till later this week till you see it. But stick with me. Got the filter to do, filling it, running it, cycling it, and then put a split in it. But that's got to wait. So stick with it, guys. Well, there it is, boys and girls. It's been 2 days and still holds. No leaks. Plugs are holding just fine. Those fittings over on that end are holding fantastic. What do you say? Let's build a filter. Okay, so here's the basic gist. Here's what we're working with. We've got 2 of these little bulkheads. They come apart just like that. They're threaded. There's a rubber seal right here. There's a plastic shim right here. And then the nut. And it even tells you which ways to tighten and which ways to loosen. As I found, these are reverse threads, so that's going to be fun. Anywho, I've got to get at least one of these in. Now, I've seen them with 2 spouts. I might do 2 because the volume of the hose going in is going to be a 3/4 inch diameter hose feeding the filter. Coming out, these are 1 inch. So I had to walk around the store yesterday for an hour or so. Thought I had everything. I did not. I forgot one important little thing. This little guy. It's a hole saw. Bit. I don't know. Yeah, bimetal hole saw. It ought to cut PCV or PVC, I would think. And then, of course, they make the package look easy to get into. And those are junk. Didn't know. I should have bought a tool to get into the package. But they probably would have put that in the package too. 3 times as hard to get open. Okay. So. What I'm going after here is I need to get a hole this diameter. This little guy is 1 3/4 inches. And that is pretty close. We're gonna go with it. Let me get situated. I'll be right back. Okay, so this probably doesn't need to be said, but I'm gonna say it anyways. When you're putting these bulkheads on these guys are not exactly flat. They're round. So, you don't want to go right here because you'll never get it to seal. You could go on the bottom. Kind of makes things tricky. I'm going to go probably in this area. It'll allow it to flex. I don't believe this is going to fill up all the way anyways. So, who knows? We'll see. If I ruin it, I can get another one. So, no real fancy way to go about it other than just to run it in there. So let's see what happens. Oh, and then you always make sure your battery falls off because that's cool. Alright. This is probably easier to do on the floor. We're going to try that instead. What is with this battery? I really thought they would have put a drill guide in there or something. Heck, got her. Don't know what's up with that. Alright. Give her the old Evo to knock stuff out of it. Probably didn't work. It's fine. It actually did work. Okay. And there we have a very hacked up hole. But that's okay. Fish aren't really going to care about that. So, now, it's make or break time. Now, this is kind of a two-person job. Perfect. Yeah. So you could be like me and make this way harder than it should be, or you can put the rest of the stuff you got on. Huh. Now, these aren't what this is for, but or this isn't what these are for, but it's gonna work. Maybe. It's actually working really good. And that's pretty tight. Feels tight. Can't really see in there too well. And from what I can see, the rubber has grabbed it nicely. All right. I would say that's success. I'm debating, do I put another one in here or just have one? I don't know. I think I'm just going to try one for right now. We can always put another one in later. All right. So, now it's media time. And the beauty of filters is there's all sorts of stuff that you can do. I'm still going to get some bio balls, but I've got this weird fiberglass like air heater filter material. So I'm just going to put a little rack in there out of egg carton and start setting this stuff on top of it. And then, I mean, it's pretty translucent, but layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer should do what I want it to, maybe, or not. Anyways, I got a couple rolls of that. I've got some other stuff upstairs that I haven't used yet, which is probably going to go in here. And then I will get the pump that I bought for my sump under my 165. That's it's too big for that sump. But it should have enough power. I think it pushes 2,500 gallons an hour. That should be more than plenty for this. So we'll see what happens. So hang in there, I'll be back. Okay, I have found a bunch of stuff and we're gonna see how this goes. I I actually got my pump out of the sump. That was fun. So, you may or may not recognize this from another video I did, but we're going to utilize it again. So what I'm going to try to do is snip a little bit of that. I know it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be something to kind of keep the media from being sucked back out. And in all honesty, I could probably just stick the other piece right in front of it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that's a yes. So, I found a bunch of polyfill. I've got that fiber mat. I even found some buffing pads for an FX6. I found weird sponges too, so we're just gonna throw it all in there. Why not? So the way I'm gonna do it is, I'm gonna take this first and kind of just set it in there, kind of pretty much down like this, and just swirl it around. Because I would like to add biowalls later, or some other kind of media, and man, that's actually working really good. I could probably just get away with that. I guess we'll find out when the water goes in. Yeah. The bad part is that's probably going to work as a sock. I don't know if I'm going to like that. And we'll just take this stuff and this stuff, and we're just going to shove it all in there. Fine. Works for me. And we're going to toss that in too, because why not? I really don't think I need that other one. There's a bunch in there. I mean, it literally just looks like I threw it in there because I literally threw it in there. But it's heavy. Should work. Probably won't. We've seen how some of my other videos have gone, where it should have worked and it didn't. Oh well. Now to keep this little spout you see right there, that little spout, from spraying profusely everywhere, I bought a little 90-degree turn down. So what I'm going to do is, probably don't need it, but I'm going to put some Teflon tape around it to just, I don't really want water on the, I don't care, it's the basement, but I'd rather have the water stay in there for the most part. So, we're going to take this little guy back off if we can, and we can, that's good. Probably should have done that on the bulkhead. Oops. The good thing is I have doubles of all this, so I'm probably doing this the wrong way, and I don't care. I am doing it the wrong way, and I do care. But if this isn't enough to get the proper rate of flow that I want coming out, I'm putting another bulkhead in. So, there's that. There's plumbers everywhere going, "You idiot." That would be my phone. calling, so I'm kind of an important guy now. Ooh. Hey, I can zoom with the remote. That's nifty. Wish I would have known that a little bit ago. Anyways, I hope everybody can hear me okay. I'm trying to speak over 15 feet. Yeah, mic's on, doing great, so I guess it's a good thing I charged that the other day. Anyways, okay, so now I've got my media in place, got my spout where I want it, I think. The only other thing I can think to do is, let's just do a test run, because, and this is the part that sucks, and I can move it, and I probably will. I probably should have done this before I set the pool up, but there's my outlet. We're right here. Not the smartest idea, but I gotta make sure that I can even get to it. Oh, that pool feels so good. Oh, that's gonna work great. It works. All right, so right now, that is one very strong pump. I actually have that in a little 20-gallon sump. Had to have it on very low and almost have my ball valve closed almost entirely just for that. So it's way too powerful for a 20-gallon sump. Just saying. Oh, and the suction cups work great, even on vinyl. So I have some 3/4 inch hose left over from when I did the sump builds. I'm not sure how much though, so I bought another roll of 10 foot. Obviously I'm not going to need 10 feet, but easier the better. Well, we've got a fitting that screws right into the top of that pump, and then what you do is you slide your hose over this and you just twist up and it kind of pinches it. So these make it stupid easy to do it. And I've also got another fitting that I'm going to try. Hopefully this works out good. This is, and I probably just broke that. Okay. Yeah. Great place to set that. Anyways, it kind of has the same feature, but this is more of a U. And the reason I want that, and hopefully this works, is I can do that with it. So hopefully this works. If not, I have other tricks. I also have a lot of random pieces and stuff for filters. Should that not work, I have devised this little critter. And I can actually cut a section of hose to put in the sump, or in the filter, which just to add a little more weight and keep it in there. And then I can plumb it in from the other end, obviously. But in the very top of this barrel, there is a pretty good size, probably a 3/16 inch hole, and I've got another trick for that. I'll be right back. Cue my old friend, the bead lock. Ta-da! So, this little guy fits right in that hole, and I can take this little guy, put that little guy in that little guy. I think I am going to run a hose in there just so I can get in the center of the media. But just take it down somehow and snip. And there we go. So that's probably what I will do, provided this works. If not, I can probably utilize it for the other part too. So not a big deal if it doesn't totally work. Or, I think I just found another trick. Yep. So what I'll do is I'll snip a little piece off here. That will hang over it directly in the middle of that media that I put in there. So the flow hits center, obviously. And then, because right now if you just have it in there, it's going to run down the side and not really do much, theoretically. Theoretically, in my brain, doesn't work that well, but we'll go with it. All right. And this is just regular 3/4 inch vinyl tubing. It's nothing special other than it does that. And I'll take a tool that's entirely too small to cut it. So this will probably take 14.5 hours. Or not. And it's important when you do stuff like this, never come prepared. Because if you come prepared, you look like you pre-planned it. And even if you did pre-plan it, it's just bad publicity. Much like other things, bad publicity. Anyways, me, I always shoot from the hip. Because even when I plan it, it doesn't work. We've seen this. No need to explain that. If you watched my sump builds, you already know what I'm talking about. If you've watched any other of my how-to videos that I don't know why you would watch it in the first place, you already know what I'm talking about. Alright, so we've got this little guy. Probably not. Oh yeah, there we go. So I'm going to bend it out like this. So essentially, it actually points back up. Wish I could bring a camera over here and show you, but that's a lot of work. But it actually kind of curves back up, and it's going to blast the probably the roof. But yeah, let's see. You know what else I could do? Now a guy's thinking. Yeah. Now it won't blast the roof. Ta-da. So essentially I can stick it right down directly in that little cone of media, and I can twist this any direction I want. I want kind of a cyclone action, so we'll just see how that works. Now what I'm going to do is see if this idea is going to work, which it should. So let's just go ahead and make a hose fit. Why not? And we'll see. This is probably too big, and it is. So there is another fitting. I think that's it right there. Yep, same idea, kind of, sort of, except this one we'll put a clamp on. No biggie. So this idea is just a hose barb. It's going to go in there, believe it or not, and I'm just going to throw a clamp on it. Probably don't even need to do that. It's a pretty tight fit. But it would be my luck that I don't, and I wish I did. So we got that good and tight. No rhyme or reason, just good and tight. And everybody's going, oh no, you're putting metal in the water. Okay, listen, these are stainless steel clamps. I paid a lot more money than you would for regular worm clamps. They won't rust. Believe me. So I bought a box of them, and the box isn't full, and the ones I are using currently, I could go remove from the water right now and show you. They're not rusty. Probably should have put that on those first. That's okay. Just cheat a little bit. And we just screw it down. I will say I went to Menards, and all of the stuff I've got, I think I'll keep that other roll of the fiber film or whatever you want to call that, just purely in case I have to change this out for any reason. I have another one. But more than likely, I will be throwing bio balls in there at some point. And maybe lava rocks, I don't know. Thinking possibly, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. All right. Man, that feels really good, because it's like 932 degrees outside right now. This feels really good. All right. That's probably 70 degrees maybe. I have no heater in it. I wish this hose was softer. Probably could have took it air heat gun or something. Heated that up. Alright, well, it stuck great at first and now it doesn't, so, oh well. So I'm just trying to get it as well as possible in there, as long as the pump, over time this will stretch back out. I'm not too horribly worried about it. As long as the pump's staying down, which it is, we should be okay. So I'm going to snip it right about there-ish. Now if I would have done this at work, I have tools that would have done that in one slice. But they're at work, I'm not. Oh well. Now the fun part. Getting that to go. That's going to be easier said than done. It takes a little getting around there at first, but once it's in there, believe me, it's in there. And then I believe that's also reverse thread. Could be wrong. Probably. I have no idea. We'll see. Ah, there it goes. There it goes. Because the other thing I was going to do was just slam a clamp on it if that didn't work, but it's working, so we'll go with it. Perfect. I like where this is going. All right, and we are secured mildly. Okay. Well, we're just gonna Set this little guy in there as low as we can. It may stay, it probably won't. And part of me did think about utilizing some of these plugs in the pool itself, but then I thought that would make too much sense. And we just can't have that. Alright, well, let's see what happens. It'll probably just fall over and or turn off. That was unexpected. Odd. Let me see if I popped a breaker. Aha! Breaker issue. I have an old one that needs replaced. You know what I'm doing this weekend? AKA tomorrow. But she's back up again, so we'll see how this goes. Can't tell too much, but we are filling up. So this is kind of at an angle because for some reason the basement slopes, probably for water runoff. That's what they did 149,000 years ago when they built this place. There we go. Looks like we're getting a pretty good flow out of that too. What I might do is, this is smooth on the inside. I may snip a piece and glue it into this elbow just to kind of maybe keep it from splashing so much. But overall, the bulkhead is holding very nicely. The pipe is holding nicely. It's wet because it's splashing is pretty much it. I could probably just turn this, honestly. I can play with that. Doesn't really matter. Getting good flow out of that though. I mean, looks pretty good to me. No professional. I do not see water piling up past any of the media. So basically the water's just coming up to here and coming right back out. So if it keeps that track up, I probably won't bother putting another outlet in there. So tomorrow I can pretty much just get a few gallons of live bacteria. I do have that pump all the way open. And there is plenty of media actually sitting in the water. Obviously it's rushing through it. But this might actually be a success. Generally, I'm kind of impressed with myself right now. What I probably should have done put that bulkhead up to here instead of just 2 inches. Which in all honesty is okay. I can always cap this off and put the other one up here just to allow the drum to fill up a little bit more, because right now it's only at like 1/4. Or I can even put a ball valve on that. Put a ball valve right here and just kind of turn it down and it'll slow the flow up. That can fill up higher, cover more media. I can just cut that pipe right in half, put a ball valve in it easily. Guys, I'm happy right now. You don't know how happy that makes me right now. I may just cap that off and use that for when I actually have to clean this thing. I can use that as a drain. Just by the time it gets to that point, because right now it's only maybe up to here. If that. So, the other day when I was filling the pool up, I already ran the chlorinator in it. So, the water quality-wise shouldn't be too horrible. But I am going to get a few gallons of live bacteria and just dump it all in there. I may even cheat and grab some existing media and throw it in here too, just to kind of help it. This water, I will test it constantly before split comes in here. I want it to be absolutely perfect. Obviously, I'm not going to throw one of my prized fish right in there right now. That would be absolutely stupid because I don't know if this media is going to release something in there. I want to make sure that I test everything before I put a live fish in here. So I haven't made my mind up yet if I'm going to put any substrate in or anything like that. I mean, because, you know, when we move, it might be kind of tricky to get substrate out of this pool and carry it. I do need to get a pool skimmer. But overall, super happy. I don't know how well you can see that, but it is flowing fantastic. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. Probably not. I'll try it with the remote. Yeah, there we go. A very wide flow. Super happy with that. And I mean, it's coming. It's coming with force. I might even make a little waterfall right here. I don't know, who knows. Overall, anybody I put in there, I think is going to be extremely happy. I am. So hopefully it works right. Oh, we actually are gaining quite a water level, so maybe I won't put another one up top. Not sure yet. I don't want it to rush out of there too fast that the bacteria doesn't have a chance to seep. That would be not good. So, there we have it, guys. Metalheads first pond. I think I am going to put a pipe down just a couple inches just to, I might even just scoop the thing closer to it. That would work just as good too. I like it. Alright guys, stay metal.
Well, guys and girls, old Metalhead here. Once again, technology strikes the old Metalhead again. Had to do a serious update on the computer. I had a big video set up for all you guys for this, and I mean big. I'm still in the process of trying to find it, but so far, total failure. So, anyways, there it is. Pond's up and running. I don't know how well you can see in here, but you can't. But, anyways, 600 and roughly about, well, the pool's supposed to hold 608 gallons. That probably has another 10 or 20 in it. So, I don't know, you do the math. Anyways, a lot of freaking water. But, right now it is cycling. The ammonia is climbing in it, which is what I want. I'm just checking it daily to see how far we get with it. And if by some snowball's chance in hell I can find the actual footage I took of all this, you guys will get that video. But until then, well, this is kind of what you get. This is the Metalhead Pond. So, there you have it, guys. And again, sorry if I can find all that video I took. I will definitely put it out, but so far it's not looking good. Just to kind of go over a little recap, I've got a pump down there that puts roughly 2,500 gallons per hour out, feeding up through a 3/4 inch tube into the barrel that I've loaded with all sorts of media. Out one outlet tube, and then I put this little pipe right here on, just because I was getting a lot of splash back. So it's kind of a little damp around the pool, but that is actually not coming from the pool, which is a good thing. I mean, it kind of is coming from the pool, it's coming from that. But water drop, as you can see right here along that line, I haven't lost much water from the day I filled it initially. I haven't actually added any water to it when I fired that up. So it will drop a little bit. But so far it's looking good. And again, I just keep checking the parameters. I mean, if this thing gets fired up faster than I anticipated, there'll be another video of a good old split going in there. So we'll see how he likes it. So until then, guys, stay metal.